My name is Jason, and this is my story dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is something that I realize that everybody has, whether you want to accept it or not. Anxiety is kind of like that tight feeling you get in your chest when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're confused, you don't know what to do. It's when you can't sleep, when you don't want to get out of bed, you can't eat, you can't think straight. It's a lot of anger, a lot of negativity. And I've always been someone who's always tried to keep busy. And one day, I lost my house, lost my fiance, my kids, friends, my job. There was nothing really to keep me busy anymore. Anxiety took its toll on me socially. I felt like I didn't have friends around anymore. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go out. I would say I did, and I would always cancel the plans because deep inside of me, I just couldn't deal with it. I didn't want to be around nobody, being this negative. I felt everyone really didn't care about me, didn't want me around. When in reality, I didn't want to be around myself at that point. But you have to get out of it just the same way I did. Learning to send a message and say, hey, how's it going? It can start something that could actually benefit you a lot. I would look at my timeline. I would go through my inbox. I would see who was active, who wasn't. I always wanted to message somebody, just to have someone to talk to. Someone who I can learn to vent to about my anxiety and my depression and stuff. But without that first step, there's nothing you can do. You have to learn to take that first step to better yourself. Because I miss being able to go out with my friends, to a ball game, to a club, to get something to eat. So it made me really get into my head more than I ever had before. I wasn't occupying my time with everyday activities. I just kept thinking about everything that was going wrong in my life. And it was really overwhelming because that's the thing about anxiety. It can be really overwhelming. Like I said, it's that tight feeling you get in your chest, and sometimes it makes it hard to breathe. You just don't want to do anything. You have the tendency to lash out at people that you love, and you really don't even mean it. It's like a downward spiral. It's almost like quicksand. Once you get in deeper, and then deeper, and deeper, it can be really hard to come out of that. But you have to learn to focus your attention on always trying to better yourself the next day as you are today. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed for anybody in this world. So why would you want to live the last moments feeling down, feeling like you're helpless, like no one's there? You got to realize that even though you may not think it, there are people there for you. You have a support system. You just got to reach out and be the first person to take that step and realize that you do have some type of mental problem. That's exactly what anxiety is. There's no shame in admitting that you have it. Almost everybody has it now. At some point in time, everyone's going to feel overwhelmed in their life, or feel down, or neglected. When you take that first step to trying to better yourself, it could be reaching out to a family member who you haven't talked to in a while, or it could be trying to correct a wrong that you made to somebody. It could be reaching out to a mental health professional, and have no shame in that. Talk to somebody outside the box, someone who knows what you may be going through. When you find that support system, you build on that. You want to set goals for yourself. You can't help anybody unless you help yourself first. You have to learn self-care. When you do that, your days will get better. Your futures will get brighter. You'll learn to smile more. That tightness in your chest will soon subside. It'll be a lot easier for you to breathe, to take on more than one task at a time. You'll sleep better. You won't be angry. You won't be lashing out at the people you love anymore. You'll be smiling and laughing right along with them. Anxiety took a really big effect on my children. They seen that daddy wasn't always happy, wasn't always smiling. I didn't want to do things with my kids as much as I used to. because inside I was digging a hole inside of myself. And it didn't matter how hard or how much or big their smiles were, how much they wanted me to do some type of activity with them. It was just hard to deal with. It affected how I was raising my kids. I was there, but I wasn't there. I was physically there, but mentally I wasn't there. I tried everything I could to at least get out of bed and do our everyday routine together. That was just the hardest thing right there, was knowing that my kids see Daddy as not being as happy as he used to be. I would get angry, I would yell at them for things that kids do on an everyday basis, things that I really shouldn't be. I've been yelling at them about, but I did, because my anxiety got the better of me. And over time, I bettered myself, and I got that time back with them. They got to see me smile again, and I was more active with them, and did things with them, because I don't want them to see their dad upset and depressed and sad, because I don't want them to grow up and think that that's okay. My advice to anybody dealing with anxiety is to understand that you're not alone. Millions of people go through this every single day. It's something that we all battle deep inside of us. But learning to take that first step, make that phone call, send that message, learn that you do have a problem, and it's a problem that can be fixed and solved. My advice is to never turn anybody away that you think can honestly be a help to you. Use your resources. Talk to a medical professional, a family member, a former teacher, an old friend that you need to catch up with. Always realize that when you have one person as your support system, sooner or later your support system will grow. There'll be more people to talk to that understand what you're going through, because they could be going through it and you don't even know. For anybody that's going through what I went through and what I'm still going through now, I'm gonna be here. I'm a listening ear. I'm someone to vent to. I'm a shoulder to cry on. Don't ever be afraid, because just like you, I went through the same thing and still am. My name is Jason, and this is my story.